Hi, it's Clark on Temptress. Today we're going to have an adventure log. It's been a while. I've been asked to do more of these. People want to know what's going on with my life. And I don't know, I've just been putting them off and doing the technical stuff a lot. But it seems a good time because it's New Year's. What am I doing and what am I doing this year? Well, I've been starting them out for a year now with the cancer. That's going really, really well. I've had a kind of a full body CAT scan and another one of those special blood tests that I've talked about before that they worked out like just for my cancer, just in me. Both of them say absolutely clean. Supposed to get monitored for one more year, but it's been about a year and I'm starting to feel real good. So I think that's mostly over as far as worries of ongoing cancer for me anyway. Recovery, I'm not there yet. They really cut me up in the abdominal area, 3 surgeries and some complications. The surgeon said it's going to take a year to come back. I'm making progress every week. It's better, but I was in such a hole. So I'm getting around, I ride my bike, I can do push-ups, I can do other things that are fun, but like getting off the couch hurts, that sit-up activity, and twisting. So I'm not sure if I'm up for like winching yet. I wouldn't try to cross an ocean quite yet, but well, it's what it is. Speaking about winching, I have some things that allow you to get a little closer to me if you want to. A lot of people want to pick my brain about consulting about boat projects or camper projects, or even some people want to know my views on the stock market and how to invest and that kind of thing. And I say anything that I know about that you think that you would value my opinion, I'm willing to give it. But there's almost 100,000 of you now. So I have this thing on Patreon, a tier called Dream Believers. And if you pay for that tier, you get my phone number and we can have long conversations and solve whatever. Usually, particularly the boat project guys, they're doing like a whole electrical system or something, and I can save them way more than they end up contributing to me just by not buying the wrong thing or finding that they can get along with something that's cheaper that does the same job. You don't need always to have what the marketers tell you you need to have. I'm a cheap guy. I like to pass on being a cheap guy, so there's that. Also, on Facebook, I've created a group for the bank manager users. That's that little invention of mine that charges lithium batteries correctly and lets you mix it in your current system without changing much. So you can upgrade your lead system to lithium without a lot of work. So I've met people there. Well, those people, have been talking with me and, we text, and some of them have gotten like closer than it was really nice when I had cancer because I had people to talk to, even though I was just kind of locked in bed. I might be taking a little trip. Just talking lately to one of my viewers and friends, Randall. He's was down at Trinidad, Tobago for a while. He was going to do a bunch of work down there, but he's a little concerned with errant missiles, I guess, with what's happening in Venezuela. So we got out of Dodge, and he's up to St. Martin, which is a place I quite like to be, like the French food. So we were talking, and I might be flying there to visit him. We'll maybe upgrade his boat to lithium because he hasn't got around to doing that yet. And, chat technical and such. Maybe we'll even go sailing in the area. I'm not certain because, like I said, I can't help much. But I think it'll be fun to get out on the water again. I'll bring cameras, and if you think, that would be a good video, tell me about it down below. Comments always help anyway, and it helps with the algorithm, but it really helps me get an idea of what you're interested in and what you're not interested. I did that dopamine video, and I was really concerned because it's kind of left field for me. Really interests me, but whether you guys would like it or not. And it's doing pretty well for this time of year. This is not the big time when everybody's thinking about sailing, of course. So that's coming up. I also want to get myself back to Temptress for at least a while. I have loads and loads and loads of projects to do. I'm planning on getting Temptress back into ocean crossing condition so I can go out and be a cruiser again. Emily kind of wanted to do board game design and be attached to the internet for various reasons, and that kind of held us in the Bahamas for a long time. And then, of course, we got COVID and, well, my back was out for the longest time. Everything's much better now. So I'd like to do that. Long list of projects. And another bit of good news in a couple ways. There's this guy, Manuel. He's got good English because I have terrible Spanish. He's a Dominican. He had left the Dominican Republic for a while working in construction, I believe, in the U.S. He's back in the DR. He's the guy you'll see in those videos when we totally remodeled the saloon, got rid of all the problems, took it right down to bare wood, revarnished, repainted everything. Well, the guy that actually did the scraping of the varnish and all the sanding, that was Manuel. He works really well. He's back there. He, on occasion, comes out to Temptress for me, checks on it, and I'm going to be hiring him to doing that same level of work on different places on Temptress. The aft cabin, it's, she's an old boat, and she could use that same level of care to bring her right up to, like, beauty. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So I'll go there, and I trust him too. So I'll go there to get the ball rolling, and then he'll just do lots of work on his own while I'm back here and doing whatever. Slightly longer term, DR's not the greatest. It's fine, but it's not the greatest weather for the summer during hurricane season. And of course, you don't want to be sailing around during hurricane season. Things can come, things with names. I've been caught out at sea where I had to race one before, and when the hurricanes are coming at you and you have to go to safety towards them, it's fairly terrifying. Days and days of playing chess with weather. Don't want to do that. So I think next summer, if things go well, I want to take the camper out west again and do that. I got ahead of myself. As far as visits, and this would include the camper visit too, if you would like to host me, I think it would be fun, particularly when I'm this year where I'm not completely up to sailing quite yet, because of the strength thing. If you want to invite me to do a little crossing, nothing too strenuous, or just come and visit on a beautiful island, I got a little beauty withdrawal happening up here, I'd like to. I'd love to fly in, spend a little time with viewers and friends, maybe help you with a project, consult on the project. If you've got cool stories, I'll interview you and we'll put it on the YouTube channel because everybody likes sailing stories. That would make me happy. I would really enjoy doing that. It's most of the summer I wasn't up to much. I wasn't up to even carrying my luggage and putting it in the overhead compartment. But now I'm plenty strong for that kind of thing. And as long as I get to rest, I'm good. So that would be great. I want to rant about something. This has nothing to do with sailing. You could jump forward a little bit if you don't want to hear me rant, but I think this is important. I've had a couple little rants that have actually changed things, I think. The batteries, if you remember, they were big cells, and then when they went to smaller cells, they kept with the big cases and just put a bunch of foam in. And I complained on video to try to educate the buyers to complain to the manufacturers about it. But also the manufacturers watched my videos, and maybe that helped. And also, I talked to the marketing guys for all these battery companies, and I try to do things not just to find out about the battery so I could do a stupid video, I try to actually make the world a better place and make the products better. And very often I get chatting with their technical people through connections, and good things have been happening. Anyway, the short of it is, battery cases are smaller, they're putting bigger cells in the same size cases, we're getting more density in the volume way, which is really important on a boat. Here's my rant now. I hope it changes things. I want you all to complain to YouTube about this if you have a way, or at least talk amongst so it's part of the zeitgeist. I have been noticing that there are a tremendously large number of videos that are created by AIs, and you can tell them because they're 2 hours long, and they don't say anything because, it's AI. All it can do is recycle other stuff. And it's to the point where if I want to listen to a video to fall asleep or something in the night, all I get as choices are these stupid videos. So what I want is a multifold approach, because I don't just complain. I have a solution. This is a solution for you, YouTube. when I do a video, I'm asked a couple questions like, did you swear in the video? Things like that. If I answer those incorrectly, they'll find out because they do search through the videos, and then I will lose a rating. If I'm 4-star about never lying about swearing, and strangely enough, you can swear. You just have to say you're swearing, and you can only use certain words, and they have to be later in the video. But as long as I'm honest about it, as soon as I say, no, this is a good video, it's ready for commercials. Otherwise, I might have to wait a long time for them to do the analysis. So that's a precedent. They already have. I also have to answer a question. Is this video for children? Because there's a lot of different rules for videos that are aimed for like 14 and below and such. Of course, mine aren't. Let's hope children are not playing with big batteries, right? So I want one more question, like that second question. It says, with all they've got it all set up, but it just says, was AI pivotal in the creation of this video? So like AI should be okay for your research, but it should not be generating voice. It should not be creating images. It definitely shouldn't be writing the video. To be able to mark this, no. And if you've marked it yes, like all of my videos would be marked yes, I want the users to have a filter that they can set up that says, I would not like to be shown AI-generated videos. Wouldn't that be a better world? Okay, enough ranting on that. Well, I took a little break from dating, and I'm still looking for, someone to go traveling and adventuring with. So if you know somebody, send a comment. I read all the comments. But I just wasn't feeling it, and I was kind of feeling a little depressed. And then it occurred to me what it was. Just about a year ago, at the time this started happening, was when the pain started of the cancer. Which got worse and worse and worse until the surgeries, which was their own set of pain, plus that whole you might die thing. So I think I had a little PTSD going on, maybe. But once I accepted and knew what it was, I kind of was able to make it go away. So again, feeling much better. I guess the last thing I'd like to cover in this video is please comment below and tell me what kind of videos you would like. Would you like more of the kind of more hardcore DIY, like the shaft generator series that I'm doing now? Making an AC 3-phase alternator that you theoretically could make and putting it in the bilge of your boat and having your moving sailboat create power. I honestly don't see a lot of people doing that. It's quite a project. You kind of need machine tools, but I know it's the kind of video I would love to watch, because by the end of it, if you watch it all, you actually know how alternators work. You get an idea how 3-phase power works. You get a lot of education in a lot of fundamental electrical stuff that most people just see as magic boxes. And I find that amazingly interesting personally, obviously, or I wouldn't have learned these things. But also, if you're out cruising and your alternator fails, knowing that and watching some of my other alternator videos, you should feel absolutely good at just tearing the alternator apart, testing the internal circuitry, seeing if maybe you can do a little repair to the brush holder or something, put it back together, and you could be going in hours. It's well doable. So the more you understand, the more power you have. Also, like I did that video that was more about the mind and the neurotransmitters in your mind and how to kind of use them to your advantage. That could be a little trippy for a lot of you, but a lot of you really have thanked me for that one. So write a comment. Tell me, or something completely new. By all means, if you've just got a topic that really interests you and you think I might know something about it and it might interest other people, please comment on that. This year, I asked last year, and this year I did probably about 4 or 5 videos that I wouldn't have thought of. And I have a list of still some things. Somebody just asked me today to do a video on electrical safety. Like many people, he was just kind of scared of electricity and told to be. And if you don't understand it, maybe that's a good, valid strategy. But, it's something you can understand, and maybe I should draw the line about what's safe and what's not safe, at least a little bit. Because I know the line so well, I just don't cross the line, or I talk about it. Like I always talk about, take your watch off before you get near, big current, that kind of thing. And then one last thing before I close this video, just a tease, and I can't tell you a lot about it, but I'm in negotiations with a Chinese company right now to do something big in the power world. If the project works out, both the business side of it and my creation part of it, it'll be something everybody in the world knows about. This is something that hasn't been done before, and it will make the world a better place in the power realm. So I'm really excited about it. But, contracts are contracts, can't talk about it yet. So subscribe and stay tuned, hit the little bell thing, and eventually you're gonna see a video with me, probably with a huge smile on my face, when I really get to talk about it and put the invention on this table and show you about it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a big deal. I guess that's about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. This is the year where I'm going to hit 100,000 subscribers, and I'm a little anxious. And that's about it. Bye from Clark on Temptress.